Okay, guys, continuing what we did yesterday for social studies. Okay, we're going to focus on a skills practice now, specifically reading a map. Okay, so if you have your packet, your social studies packet, remember in the very beginning, we have all of our vocabulary words that we're learning for the lesson. So, again, if you're on chapter 2, communities or places, okay, we have all of our vocabulary words there for lesson 1, but we stopped after border because the rest of our vocabulary words go with this skills practice today, which is all vocabulary that have to deal with reading a map. So make sure you're taking a look at this page, and I will hold up my cards as we go over what these words mean. So the first word that you're going to need to know when you're reading a map is a map title. Okay? A map title tells you what the map is about. For you to understand the map, that's the very first thing you've got to look for. What is the map of? Okay. Once you read the title, you're going to look for map symbols. Okay. And what are map symbols? They're pictures used on a map to show where things and places are located. Okay. And a lot of times, those symbols are going to be in something called a map key. Okay. So, what is a map key? Also known as a legend. Okay. A map key tells you what the map symbols represent. We're going to look at an example of this on the next page. Okay. In addition to your map title, your map symbols, and your map key, there's usually a little distance scale on your map. And what is a distance scale? Okay. A distance scale is used to measure how far it is between places on the map. Okay. Now, obviously, if you're looking at a map, they're not going to be able to give you a distance scale in miles, but they're going to tell you that maybe 1 inch equals 100 miles or 1 inch equals 10 miles. And then you can get an approximate idea of how far things are located on your map. Okay. The next thing you're always going to notice on a map is a compass rose. Okay. And the compass rose will let you know on the map which way is north, south, east, and west. And you always want to make sure that if you're trying to figure out where something is located compared to something else, you're using your compass rose. And the last thing are your cardinal directions, okay? Our cardinal directions, again, are north, south, east, and west. They'll be there on your compass rose. But if something's not going directly north or south or directly east or west, then you can say that something is northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest also. All right, so they are our new map vocabulary words. So let's take a look at this page together. Why does it matter if you can read a map or not? I know we have MapQuest and all this new fancy stuff on our phones and in our cars and everything, but being able to understand a paper map is also very important. Okay, so why it matters? Maps can tell you about a place. They can also help you find your way to a place. And what do you need to know? Most maps have the same parts. If you know how to use each part, you can read a map more easily. So, again, the map title tells you what the map is about. The map key. Most maps use map symbols. The meanings of these symbols are shown in the map key, also known as a map legend. That will show you all the little symbols and what those symbols mean. A distance scale, most maps that you see have a distance scale. You can use it to measure the distance or how far it is between two places on a map. On the map on page 43, which we're going to look at in a moment, place a slip of paper just below the high school and Lions Memorial Park. We'll check that out in a moment. Make one mark on the paper where the high school is and another where Lions Memorial Park is. Place the first mark under the 0 on the distance scale. And where is the second mark? You should find that the distance from the high school to Lions Memorial Park is about 2,000 feet. We'll check that out when we work on that map. A compass rose. On a map, the compass rose is the drawing that shows the letters N, S, E, and W. These letters stand for the directions north, south, east, and west. Directions tell which way you need to go to get to a place. These 4 directions are called cardinal directions. All right. So now that we know all of our map terminology and vocabulary, we can actually get into looking at a specific map. All right. So here is the map that we're going to look at together. First of all, what's the map title? What is this a map of? Take a look. I hope that you looked at the top there in that blue oval, and this is a street map of Mount Dora, Florida. And the reason I know it's a street map is because when I'm looking at this map, I see a bunch of streets that are in this town in Florida. Okay? Now, your map symbols. Where are your map symbols? Point to them. Remember, they're pictures used to show where things are located on the map. So where do we see little pictures? Okay, right there in that map key or map legend. Okay, so you can see right there the little symbols that they're using to show you where the cemetery is, where the Chamber of Commerce is located, where's City Hall, where's the library, the museum, the park, the police and the fire station, the post office. And they also have a little symbol there that's showing you the railroad or where the train goes, also where the school is located, and where there is a theater. So right there in your map key is all of your map symbols. Okay, now if you look underneath of the map key, you see our compass rose, right? That little drawing there that shows us north, south, east, and west, which is our cardinal directions. And below the compass rose, you see our distance scale. Okay, so it's pretty much showing you on this map, if you go about that far, you're going about 2,000 feet or 600 meters. Okay, and we're going to actually start talking very soon in math about measurement and the difference between metric measurement, which is your 600 meters, and your standard customized measurement, which would be your 2,000 feet. But we'll talk about that when we get to math. Okay, so now that we've take a really good look at this map and we know all of the items in our map that we need. Okay, let's go back up to where it was talking about in that reading, where we were going to use that distance scale. Okay, so I have to actually go up so I can see what we were measuring again. We want to see about how far it is between the high school and Lions Memorial Park. So let's come back down here. On the map, let's find the high school. Okay, I see it. Okay, it's right there. If you look in your map key, you'll see that the school is like a little white building with the little dark windows with the flag out front. Okay, and right underneath of it, it says high school on it. Now, Lions Memorial Park is to the east, right? If you look at that compass rose, Lions Memorial Park is to the east of the high school. So if we were to take a piece of paper, hold it up to our screen, make a little mark where the high school is, make a little mark where Lions Memorial Park is, it's pretty much about the same distance that they're showing us there on that scale. So if we were to compare those lines to our scale, it looks like it's about 2,000 feet or 600 meters between the high school and Lions Memorial Park. Now, again, on the map, that's not 2,000 feet, but they're showing us the distance scale. On our scale, about that far is 2,000 actual feet if you were to walk from the high school to Lions Memorial Park. All right. So now that we had a chance to work a little bit with this map and take a look at it, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and see if you can answer it for me. Okay. Right now, I want you to find where, well, let's go to someplace we know. Let's go to the high school. Find the high school again. In which direction is the middle school? So on the map, find where the middle school is. Look at your compass rose and tell me what direction is the middle school from the high school? If you were standing at the high school, what way would you have to go to get to the middle school? You'd have to go north, right? Because the middle school is north of where the high school is. Okay. So now let's go back to the high school. We're at the high school, and I want you guys to go to Donnelly Park. Donnelly Park. Okay. Donnelly Park is where the theater is located, if that helps you find that symbol on the map. So, what direction would you have to go from the high school to Donnelly Park, where the theater is? Yeah, you would have to go west. Excellent, excellent job. All right. And who can tell me which street is let me find something. The police and fire station located. So find the symbol for the police and fire station. Now find where that is on the map. Okay. So it looks like it's on the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Donnelly Street. So if I was asking you for directions on how to get to the police and fire station, you could tell me you need to go north on Donnelly Street, and it's on the corner of Donnelly Street and Lincoln Avenue. Or if I was coming down Lincoln Avenue, you could say you need to go west on Lincoln Avenue and stop when you get to the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Donnelly Street. Okay? So now I want you guys to try working with a map on your own. So if you go back to your packet, you are going to go to the page number 10. Okay, it says 10 in the corner, and it says read a map. Okay, so you're going to take a look at this map of Galveston, Texas, and use the map skills that we just talked about to answer the 5 questions that are there. Okay, if you need any help, you can reach out to your parents and ask them for help. If you're really stuck, I can try to help you the next time that you're in class with me. Okay, but remember everything that you need to look for. Look for those symbols. Look for that that distance scale, that compass rose, the map title, and use all of those skills to see if you can answer questions 1 through 5 for me. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Good job.